a very good morning. Welcome to the Morning Focus, live and direct from our studios here on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. This is MBN TV, the mega broadcasting network of Afrodia Multimedia, running from now to exactly 10:30. We'll bring you 90-minute finals. So welcome Ghana, welcome to Morning Focus, your major first stop for your major stories making headlines across the country and the rest of the world. It is Tuesday, August 25th or 25, 2026, and I am El Samuels. So joining me on set this morning will be Francisca Afrakuma-Ntori, who will be bringing us up to speed with the weather and its update. From the major headlines making news this morning to developments in politics and the economy, health, transport, and everyday life, we bring you the information you need to start your day with this morning, and that is what we're going to do. This morning, our national policy focus takes a closer look at health. We'll examine hypertension and prevention, the silent dangers of high blood pressures, and what individuals and family can do to protect themselves. But that is not all. We are asking a difficult question this morning on the front burner: the silent cost of poor customer service. How much is bad service costing Ghana? Something that we have to take a look at. We'll also examine whether Ghana cities are truly ready for the 24-hour economy, and that's why Ghana continues to struggle with waste when other countries are turning waste into economic opportunities. And later, our party representatives joins us for a conversation on grassroots politics. Who really controls the grassroots? Are political parties listening to their own members? It's also another question out there. Stay with us. This is Morning Focus on MBN TV. Before we move into the day's major conversation, let's find out what the weather looks like across the country. Francisca is standing by with the weather update. Francisca, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Always blessed and highly favored.
Oh, she is always blessed and highly favored.
Oh, this early morning.
Me hitting Kabaha, T-Man, you'll be an attachika Jamanka, Laby. You're feeling if you're folk.
Oh, this early morning, the young
girl. Me walk in the ocean and yes, you swim a song. Yes, you swim a song. I hear his song, you feel. Oh, this is sad. Every more boy. You feel me, more boy.
When are you back?
Don't feel no, you're fine. I mean, I can't hear me. Geo Pinky, white card.
Yes.
Mr. Ntori, Geo colors. Hello, Mrs. Ntori. Hey, Mrs. Good morning, eh? When on a Wendy?
Nale. Nale.
Your turn.
Your juba.
No, nale.
Oh, no, we feel it. Your juba.
I can look on feeling. No, nale. No, nale.
Oh,
it's just a question. Oh, 50. Mulu.
Oh, your juba. Your juba.
Oh, your father, lady.
Be sorry, mo.
Oh. No ko few name bibo no na Wendy enale if fine na when I try evergreen no na me hu onye na actually Belinda Evelyn me gbe plan ni we icheke nya me peligbe
one Belinda meneke Belinda ba ni meneke Evelyn ba na kecha
ni le icheke Linda wo Belinda Evelyn. Okay, all right, so it's now time for us to turn our attention to look at the weather and its update this morning. Now, if you're just joining us, this is MBN TV, your mega broadcasting network of Afrodia Multimedia. And we're transmitting live from our 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Extension of Ado Kono. That is where you can find us. Come, let's do business together. Come, let's activate and grow with you. I love when we grow with you. So it's now time to turn my attention to Francisca Ntori Francisca, take us away.
Okay. So a new morning means a new look at the skies. So before you step out and begin your day, here is what the weather has in store for you. And I'm Francisca Afrakuma Intori, bringing you today's weather update from the Ghana Meteo Agency. So this morning, mostly cloudy weather will prevail across most parts of the country this morning, with thunderstorm or rain persisting over parts of the northern, transition and the middle sectors. Mist or fog patches are also expected to form over parts of the coast, forest and mountainous areas during the early morning hours. During the afternoon, sunny weather with occasional cloudiness will prevail over most areas. However, thunderstorms or rain are likely to affect parts of the middle, transition and northern sectors from late afternoon into the evening hours. Before you make your plans for the day, here is a quick look at the temperatures across the country. The coast records a minimum of 24 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius. The forest records a minimum of 23 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 30 degrees Celsius. The transition areas record a minimum of 23 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. And for the northern sector, temperatures range from a minimum of 25 degrees Celsius to a maximum of 32 degrees Celsius. The Ghana Meteo Agency also notes that relatively cool nights and early morning temperatures are expected across the country this morning. This is the weather outlook for this morning.
So it means that mostly we're going to experience some mostly cloudy clouds weather are prevailing across the entire some parts of the country this morning. Yes. So it means that motorists and people also moving around take a cue and remember there will be some thunderstorms or rain persisting over some parts of the northern transition and the middle sectors as well. So mist of the patches. Those of you driving, you have to be very, very careful. But I was told during the afternoon we're going to be some sunny, right?
Yes.
We're going to have some sunny weather with occasional cloudiness prevailing over the
areas. Yes.
Right. So relatively what, cool nights? Yeah?
Yes. Relatively cool nights and early.
Do you enjoy the cool nights yourself?
Yes. 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 I believe you too.
Nah, I don't enjoy cool nights.
Because
the weather is too warm for my liking.
It's too warm for your liking?
Yeah.
Oh.
The weather is too warm for my liking.
As for me, I really like it.
For you are cool with
it, yes, right? I'm cool with it.
Hey, Bonne. Hey, Lepe. You know, I had this girlfriend, the slightest thing you do is say, beer or yo.
Beer or you.
Honey or what?
Honey
or beer or yo. So, that's it by the way of the weather, and its update is now time for us to turn our attention to the highways from the skies. Now, let's turn our attention to the highway and see what is happening in the highway. The weather is gone. Now, moving on. Let's get moving. Whether you are heading to work or you are going for classes or lectures this morning, the market or traveling across the country, the morning commute can determine how your entire day begins. So Accra, let's watch the major corridors including Ofankor, Pokwasi, Achimota, Medina, 37, Tetekwashi, Malam, Kanishin, Waja, SCC Malam, Spintex, Teshi Nungwa, Adenta Legon 37, Tema Accra Motorway, Dodowa Oyibi, Adenta. We'll tell you more about the traffic situation right after our first break. Stay with us.
Yamakoba Edoba Pemsign Herbal range of products. Yesansu de Biaba, Eya Gain Malamis, and no air na yesia. Samalaria natural na se wankasa wo se ya na fever atie so a edro ye kan forma o a chese kan agan range of products ne ho no ye agan malamix ye dra ye do tu malaria setatahwe kra e de afiri paduanim enti se wo tie yen na se ohododo wankasa ya na wodo wonu matu ontumi ndidi na se ya na edro no pa no ye wo se wo yade ebedru awia no atiesie ebedru anwumre no na se ohododo wo a pharmacy shop na herbal shop na ebe wo no okwa ka cho mo se o be test for malaria parasite no se o test na eba na ye positive a enhwe ba bia koje agan malamis no e na ye nom amanatu malaria sikra e de afri nipaduanim sa water de do na wankasa nipaduanim no wo se ya na wafre o feel feverish a kona koje agan malamis no nenom enne beboa etu malaria parasite na sikra e de afri nipaduanim e de ama so wonu mato na se wontumi didi wontumi nye bo wontumi ntaibo wontumi dibo a e ya agan malamis no na wo nom amanatu malaria ntidi ya de na sikra afri nipaduanim e de ama shene so ma yen se ya ko hospital ko teste anasa pharmacy ko teste se malaria mo wani wo mojanim ansana wafa agan malamis no yenom amanatu malaria sikra ede afri nipaduanim wodi se malaria ba oso a eya na ma nipadua na kese eya na mo sori udua so na waye no fe ubewu na wuti edwa kakra na ahoyira ba oso na nipaduanim anyowo a kono koji agan malamis no e ka pemsa range of products ne ho we no ye de ba betu malaria fever sekra ede afri nipaduanim enu ti edra ye kan form se no de etu malaria sekra no eye agan malamis no ye bobobi ye nunumbi ye numa kopem se malaria sekra ebetu edi afri nipaduanim oni se malaria mo no mo ye mo bi obo ha adwen ye pa ena hwehwe so de ababetu dwa se malaria de ne ya de a eku nipa bebre afibia eya na yebu ye ne aguso ye mpesa okra be firi wonsa enti de ye ka cho se wo ho na wuti paawo nipadua no wanka se wo sa wodo na wo na munye wuyi a Bora pharmacy shop na herbal shop ebe wo okwa also ba be test se malaria mo wani bia ba mo jani mu a o test we na ba positive a enhwe ba bia kope agan malamis no eye malaria do tatahwe a ye nom amanato sin yakọ nipaduanim akwakotu emo wana sekra e de afu wonu mato ontumi endidi eye na wo awota ade woni nyina eye nsensioni a edi adanse se malaria mo wano aba nipaduanim se tontuma kawo ene wanya malaria dia ene kwaji agan malamis ne be neno ene ne malaria dra yesiesia eba beboa amanatu malaria na sekra ede afri nipaduanum enti se wo tie yen na wo de ne malaria na wo ko teste ni aka to se malaria na chewa enhwe ba bia kwaji agan malamis no ene na ye nom amanatu malaria na sekra ede afri ho ede ama obo se na wo no eta de na de bia wa ye moso edwawia ni pie kakra na ase watie si eye oso yade ni ni wona atu ayira na edru anwumra bo na ho pose cha kwara kwaji agan malamis no eye senchoni de dia bobo se eye malaria mo wa no e na aba ne paduanim eno tin hwe ba bia onye ko pharmacy shop ni testo na ne ba se eye malaria nko a mo wa no e na aba ne paduanim mu a na waji agan malamis ne be e kan herbal products no ho onu ma beboa na atu malaria na sekra hye ne so ma ye se Pemsign group of companies ye ni hospital bia ewo bebia a range of products no bibidro tatahwe papa no edi aba no agan malamis ne kan ho no nko a e na sesi ano ya ewo herbal shop ene pharmacy shop tubo ra ho a ne malaria na waji agan malamis no na wanom ebeboa na pam malaria bia edi afri nipaduanim ede amount chene suma yesa abatan etumi enumedre bi sanso na nkwada wo munya emfie dumienu enso entumi ennom wanya emfie dumienu na oto adre bi na malaria okotesti am ya ka kire wo a ene obehia tire so ho ne baako anapa ewia ene enumre na wanom wadi free du so kwa ubehia tire ne mienu anapa ewia enumre na wanom uto bi nso ay numbers na good tv ne so no obetumi afre ye na wo so question bi a wo ede fa ye dre ho no ye beje so na ye no edisa enkomo no ye ka se agan a ba bia wo bia na waje se etso se
Mema wakwaba eba Muta Motors. Yeah, wo number one stop shop. Emma wo car related needs in na. Ebano repairs, maintenance, diagnostics. Emma car brands ahudwo nyina. Ebi te se Toyota, Nissan, Hyundai, any Korea cars ahudwo nyina. Yebe siesie abo akoma toyem. Ebano comprehensive range of services. Ebi te se car repairs, spare parts supply, and in the diagnostics. Yeah, wo number one. Enhwe baby a. Yen spare parts shop no. Ewa boso kai. Ojina faku. No wato cars ho nyoma nyina. Ewu hiampo. Sa obekwa akọ chinchini. Esa woni mu fifira bre. Afei, ye home and office services nyina.
Me pa chew enya Accra hape. Se baby wo Ghana dia o kasa ya because your workers no doso. Wo frɛ ya ye ba be faka no. Ana se ba be ye no ye ba na se wo se timi no wa ye be ya mo. Se wo se di ba garage so ye di be ba. Nti baby ka ne be se bia wa ha. Bobodi ya se obefre Muta Motors. Your number ba kupa na make na 0244 451 776. Mpacho wo hwe ye kire kwan ya. Ne se bia ebe ha wo de kogugu map na bo Muta Motors. Edu beba ye garage apepepa umbre hu kra.
Se wo shoshe reliable and trustworthy auto repair services men shoshe baby Muta Motors ya ba maw ya office e wa Blakema New Town. Muta Motors, we are the best.
Welcome back from the break. You're still live on the morning. Focus on MBN TV. We're moving away from what to bring you the traffic situation. So let's quickly run you through the traffic situation. And right after that, we bring you the news that is making headlines this morning. I want to say a very good morning to you wherever you are and wherever you're watching us from. God bless you for joining us this morning. It's exciting to be with you this morning. And we are grateful for joining us, and we say, may the good Lord bless you. We'll also be looking at our scripture for the morning, and then we can venture into the news headlines. But in between time and now, let's look at our traffic situation on the various corridors of the morning. And right after that, we turn our attention to look at our scripture for the morning. It's 6 more days from today. Today is exactly 6 days from today will be the 30th anniversary celebration. I'll tell you more about it, but let's do the weather this morning. Now let's turn our attention to look at the traffic situation, the weather, whether you're heading to work or you're heading to school, lectures this morning, or the market, or you're traveling across the country. The morning commute can determine how your entire day begins. So watch the major corridors including Ofanko, Pokwasi, Achimota, Medina, 37, Tetakwashi, Kaswa, Malam, Carnation, Sprinters, Teshin, Nungwa, Adenta, Legon, 37, Tema, Accra Motorway, Dodowa, Uibi, Adenta. The Ofanko Pokwasi corridor remains one motorist should approach with particular caution when you're heading towards the direction. Following a series of crashes in recent weeks, a 4-vehicle crash on a stretch on the 19th of August, causing a significant congestion on the Kumasi-bound lanes. The Tema-Accra motorway also remains a corridor where motorists will expect delays as construction continues. For motorists using the Dodowa-Afienya-Dowenya corridor, ongoing reconstruction means drivers should allow additional travel time and follow temporary traffic arrangements. The project is currently reported to be about 62% complete. The alternative routes you can use, Kaswa Accra, where congestion builds heavily around the Malam and SCC, motorists can consider alternative movement through the Weja, Otiano, and also the West Hill connections, depending on their destination. However, this should not be treated as guaranteed faster routes, especially during the peak periods. The Medina Accra consider movement through the Adenta Legon 37, or the alternative inner routes were appropriate, rather than relying entirely on the Medina Tetakwashi corridor. Tema Accra, motorists can consider the Spintex Road corridor, where their destination allows, but should assess traffic situations before diverting, because Spintex can also become heavily congested. Dodowa Uyibi Accra, motorists should allow extra time and consider the Adenta-bound alternatives, where practically because of the ongoing Dodowa Afienya Dowenya works. Accra Kaswa, for commuters heading west, allow additional time around the Malam SCC and Wager, particularly where road conditions or rain affect traffic flow. Previous flooding and road deterioration have caused major delays on this corridor. Important, you should know, since traffic conditions can change minute by minute, we confirm the latest positions whilst the station's traffic resource. We get more reports from the ground. So wherever you're traveling out and you're also facing some situation and see the traffic build up, just send us a WhatsApp or a voice note on the WhatsApp on 0537158638, wherever you're watching and listening to us from. And that's our traffic situation this morning, live and direct from our studios. It's now time for us to look at our scripture for the morning. And it says in the book of Proverbs, the chapter 4, the verse 20 to 22, it says, "My son, pay attention to my words. Turn your ear to my saying. Don't let them out of your sight. Keep them within your heart. For they are life to those who find them, and health to one's whole body." Proverbs 4, 20 to 22. As we talk about health this morning, Scripture reminds us that what we hear, what we practice, and what we carry within us can influence the quality of our lives. Health is not only about hospitals and medicine. It is also about prevention, discipline, good choices, and responsibility. So today, let's think beyond treating disease. Let's talk about protecting lives. And that is our scripture for this morning. In our Proverbs, it says, "He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything." The Proverbs reminds us that health is one of life's greatest forms of health. The greatest form of wealth is to be healthy. A person may have money, property, influence, opportunities, but when health fails, many of these things becomes difficult to enjoy. And there's an important lesson here for Ghana. We often wait until health problems becomes a serious before seeking help. We wait for symptoms. We wait for pain. We wait until the condition begins affecting our work or family. That prevention requires a different mindset. It requires us to ask, when was the last time I checked my blood pressure? That's my question I'm asking you this morning. When was the last time you checked your blood pressure? You can give us a call on it. 0537158638. And if you want to know as to why it's important for you to check, you can still call me. Prevention requires different mindsets. It requires us to ask, when was the last time I checked my blood pressure? When did I last check my blood sugar? How healthy is my diet? Am I exercising enough? Am I getting enough sleep? The African Proverbs therefore becomes a call to action. Protect your health before you are forced to fight for it. This morning, that's the word I leave with you. Protect your health before you are forced to fight for it. A very good morning to you wherever you are this morning. Now let's move away from there. Let's do our front burner this morning. The front burner say, how much is bad service costing Ghana? How much is bad service costing Ghana? The silent cost of poor customer service. How much is that costing Ghana? How much? How much? That's the question we are asking on the front burner this morning. How much is that costing Ghana? The question I'm asking this morning, now to our first major conversation. Imagine, I want you to imagine this morning walking into a bank. You wait, you are ignored. You finally get attention, but your problem isn't solved. Or you call a company, spend 20 minutes listening to music before someone answers. You visit a public institution and are sent from one office to another. You order something and it arrives late or not at all. You complain about these experiences almost every day. But there is a big question. The bigger question is this: what is poor customer service costing Ghana? What is poor customer service costing Ghana? Is it costing business customers? Is it reducing productivity? Is it damaging Ghana's reputation? And how much economic value is lost when customer simply gives up? Bad customer service is not an inconvenience. For businesses, it can mean a lost revenue, lost loyalty, and the negative word of mouth. For public institution, it can mean wasted time, frustration, and declining confidence in public service. A very good morning to you. Share your experiences with us this morning. Have you experienced a bad customer service? Joining me this morning on set is Wendy Nadu Latte. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good by God's grace. I trust you are doing well too.
I'm super healthy by God's grace.
Glory be to God.
I think you're going to say hallelujah.
No.
My front burner this morning, have you experienced any customer service issue this morning?
Customer service relating to money or what?
What is customer service? Because you're asking relating to money.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to know what we
is
are.
Customer service?
Okay, rendering customers help in terms of a whole lot. Okay, providing customers is what they need.
Front burner this morning is at the silent cost of a poor customer service. How much is bad service costing Ghana? The silent cost of a poor customer service. How much is bad service costing Ghana? And I said, imagine walking into a bank, which most people do. You wait, you are ignored, you finally get attention, but the problem isn't solved. Or you call a company and spend 20 minutes on phone listening to music and before someone answers. They will tell you, oh, dial the short code. You dial the short code, you are still on the phone for 20 minutes plus before someone answers. You visit a public institution and are sent from one office to the other. Oh, go here. No, go to this one. Oh, move here. Or you order something and it arrives late or not at all. The thing even didn't show up. We complain about these experiences almost every day. Share your experience with us. The silent cost of poor customer service. How much is costing Ghana? How much is a bad service costing Ghana? That is what we want to look at today on our front banner. The screen you see in the silent cost of a poor customer service. How much is costing us as a nation? 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Share your experience with us wherever you're watching us from. I know definitely you have been to the bank, your customer service. How much is it costing this country? The question you ask is, what is poor customer service costing Ghana? What is it? We'll dive into it later on. But the question is, you share your experience with us. Is it costing business? Is it costing businesses customers? Some businesses are losing customers because of bad customer service. Is it reducing productivity? If you ask me, yes, of course, it is. Is it damaging Ghana's reputation? It is damaging our reputation. The way we go about doing business. How much economic value is lost when customers simply give up? You lose your loyal customers, you lose the money. Bad customer service is not just an inconvenience. For businesses, it can mean a lost revenue, lost loyalty, negative word of mouth. It will sell you out. Oh, way more. For public institution, it can mean wasted time, frustration, and declining confidence in a public service. The question we asked them this morning is, why is customer service still treated as an afterthought by many Ghanaian businesses? 053-715-8638 is the numbers. 053-715. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Right, 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can also call us this morning. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can call us and also share your thoughts with us this morning on our front banner. Because in many businesses, customer service is still seen as a cost center rather than a growth strategy. A cost center instead of a growth strategy. 053-715-8638. And numbers also between me afraid. Weak service culture is one of the things eating us as a nation. Poor staff training. Also their management priorities. Low accountability. Self-pressured and poor staff pressure and poor working conditions. Limited competition in some sectors. Weak complaint resolution systems. The attitude that customer will always come back. Technology is not being fully utilized. Customer service is often treated as part of a brand. It's part of a brand that grows a business. So this morning we just want to hear from you. I have just about 5 minutes to run on the phone banner on this particular conversation on the customer service and how it is costing this nation a lot of money. Wherever you're watching us from, you want to share that. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Say your name, where you're reaching us live from.
I'm watching you live from Hacho.
All right, which part of Accra?
Please, the issue in Hacho is that these days the lights have been going off one day by day. So I don't know what is wrong with the electricity company of Ghana Transmission Post. So I wanted to know what is happening.
All right, I think they have a Grid Co has an issue with the bypass from the voltage transmission line.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much for joining us.
I'm not sure.
All right, I think it's also it's one thing that Grid Co will have to also. It's also part of customer service, isn't it? They tell the masses exactly what is going on, rather than to hide it up. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. You can also join us this morning. We're looking at the customer service. Customer service. Customer service. How bad it is. How bad is it eating us as a nation? The silent cost of a poor customer service. How much is bad service costing Ghana? 053-715-8638. Are you excited with the service being provided by the utility companies or the service providers across the nation? How did they receive you? 053-715-8638 is the numbers. Edith says this one is that I'm watching you all the way from Accra Central Business City. Chairman, to be honest with you, everywhere in Ghana is as bad as you can think of when it comes to service provision. And I think it's really costing us badly, and we are not turning attention to it. Okay? It's about time for us to take a very critical look at customer service as a nation. Thank you so much, Edith, from the Accra Central, sending this one in. For those of you watching us live on our social media handles, you can also send yours as well. Send us a WhatsApp if you can call us. Send us WhatsApp messages. Now read them live and direct from here. This one from Kweku. Kweku say, I'm listening to you from Tema. I'm watching from Tema. I agree with you that customer service is really affecting this nation. The earlier, I think it truncated, but I think it has to be the earlier we take a look at it, the better it will be for us as a nation. And this one is coming from Kweku all the way from Tema. I have Auntie, I'm called Auntie Mary, and I'm watching you from Ashaiman. Okay, hey, I've gotten a friend from Ashaiman, right? And it says, you can't imagine that after wasting your time, you end up with a problem not being solved. It takes you days and weeks. I think it's a national problem that needs to be dealt with. Wow. National problem that needs to be dealt with. All right, Auntie Mary from Ashaiman sends this one in. I just got a minute to wrap up the front banner, and then we move straight away to look at our front page. This is how the stories were captured this morning. All right, so this one is, let's say, I'm watching you all the way for Community 2, Tama. My name is Joshua. Joshua says, good morning to you, sir. I really excited about this topic for discussion on your TV. I hope you guys would take it and run it for a long time for us to know the costs of losing a customer. Oh, I love this one. The cost of losing. So we'll see it, all he's saying that we should see the value of losing a customer. Right. Great. So if you can't call us, you can send us a message. 053-715-8638 is the numbers. We'll be wrapping this up in a minute, and we're looking at customer service. And thank you so much for the encouragement. We'll run it through the whole of September as one of the things we have to do this year as a project. All right. Okay, so that's how we wrap up the curtain on today's edition of the Front Burner. At least we got some 6 respondents all saying how bad it is. But we'll visit this topic again. We'll have a resource person to speak with us with regards to the importance of customer service, the silent cost of a poor customer service, and how much is bad service costing Ghana. 053 715 8638 053 715 8638 is the numbers. You can also join us this morning on our Front Burner. Whilst the headline stories being given out, you can still. Well, there is no credible national figure yet, but puts a CD value on the total economic cost of poor customer service in Ghana. So we should avoid saying, for example, bad service costs Ghana X billions of cedis, unless we have a study to actually. So this is what is going to happen. Customer service reported that Ghana's overall customer satisfaction score fell dramatically from 72% in 2024 to 59% in 2025, moving the country from B grade to D plus. The survey covered more than 5,000 respondents across major sectors. That decline matters because poor service creates several economic costs. When customers have a bad experience, they can switch providers, stop buying, or discourage others from using the business. A customer who leaves because of a poor service represents not only today's lost transaction, but potentially months or years of future spending. Long queues, repeated visit, unanswered call, delay complaints, and inefficient processes consumes people's working hours. That is, productivity is lost. Trust is damaged. When the GCSI identified trust as a critical driver of customer satisfaction, when people repeatedly encounter poor service, they can become less willing to trust businesses and institutions. Consumers carry the hidden cost. Ghanaian consumers don't pay the advertised price. They may also pay through transport costs, waiting time, repeated transaction, phone calls, and lost working hours when a service fails. There's another important dimension. 2025 CATS International Accra study found that 55.5% of telecom users, 55.98% of banking customers, and 75% of e-commerce shoppers surveyed were unaware of available redress mechanism, and that weakens customers' ability to hold service providers accountable. The question isn't simple. Is customer service bad? Now the question, how much productivity, revenue, and customer loyalty and public trust in Ghana is Ghana losing because people are spending money and time fixing problems that should never have occurred? If Ghana has no national estimate of the economic cost of force, shouldn't measuring the cost be the first step towards fixing the problem? I think that should be something we should be taking our attention to as a nation going forward, so we can build a culture around our people. And that's how we put a curtain on today's edition of the Front Burner, live and direct. And thanks for those of you who contributed via messages, SMS, WhatsApp, and also those who called online. We're grateful to you. And that takes us straight away to the newsroom. At this line, we are looking at the newspaper headline. Don't forget that we'll do the national policy focus, the 24-hour economy of the real world. Can Ghana cities safely operate beyond 5 p.m.? The question we are asking. The idea of 24-hour economy has generated significant conversation in Ghana. It requires, but the 24-hour economy is more than keeping shops open. It requires transport, electricity, security, healthcare, sanitation, banking, logistics, and digital infrastructure. that can support the economic activities around the clock. So the question is, can our cities safely operate beyond 5 p.m.? Imagine a worker finishing a shift at 11 p.m. Can that worker safely get home? Can a public transport operator be reliable? Are roads adequately lit? Can businesses protect the employees? Are emergency services available? Can hospitals handle increased night-time activity? And perhaps most importantly, who pays the additional cost of operating at night? These are all the questions we need to ask. It's 6 minutes past 8 a.m. Let me say a very good morning once again to the lady by me in the person of Wendy Nadu Ate. Good morning once again, Wendy.
Good morning.
Now, before we take your messages and move into our next segment, let's turn to the newspapers. These are the stories dominating the front pages this morning. And those are the major stories. So we're moving straight away to look at the newspapers. The first is the New Republic. The New Republic. The general's double gameplay. Power. Is that the general double gameplay? The former CDS admit probe in private. Okay. Bawumia backs up plan detonates Akomia draft to counter Ejakon in MPP chair showdown. Drug laws and government cross chairs. The picture of Interior Minister there. 136,000 police bribe wallet exposed. The Republic Press, the New Republic, has this headlines.
Okay, now let's do the insight. On the front page, it says Mahama must sack NLA boss, that's the Director General for the National Lottery Authority, Mohammed Abdul Salam. Angry workers demand in protest against Alhaji Lotto. Adamu's Resources welcomes government reprieve, reaffirms commitment to sustainable future. On the same front page, using cinema as cover for Genocide Israeli Film Festival as an example of cultural propaganda. Journalists must strengthen credibility in digital era, Pratt urges. The story will be seen on page 5. We must protect Mohammed's legacy. Rebuild party from grassroots, says upon Fosu ahead of formal declaration, page 2 of the Insight newspaper. U.S. economic warfare is a criminal attempt to hide failures of its military aggression, says Iran. The story will be seen on page 9.
Now let's move away from the inside. Let's do the Ghanaian Times this morning. The Ghanaian Times will skip the queue, top the news. African must get fair value from critical minerals, former minister. Investors back Petrosol with 178 million bond bids. 2020 to 2024 election killings, 25 suspects face trial, 14 being pursued, Interior Minister. Police arrest 5 over robbery, murder of gold buyer. And the big story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times says disaster looms at Ashaiman as 3,000 artisans still under high tension lines. Get the Ghanaian Times and get details of the stories.
Let's continue with the Investor News Guide, which says market, investment, insights, and opportunities. Capital inflows and macro stability. Ghana attracts $2.61 billion FDI as inflation cools to 4.6%. The story will be seen on page 11 of the Investor News Guide newspaper. We also have local content policers being exploited, fueling slave labor in Ghana's mines. Dr. Julius Deborah spearheads new public service modernization and heritage initiative. Ghana opens $400 million non-interest banking market as Bank of Ghana (BOG) cements regulatory controls. No interest, no conspiracy. Ghana's flirtation with non-interest banking is not a Trojan horse for Sharia law.
So no interest, no conspiracy. We move to the catalyst. The catalyst, the gold board breaks from BOG control. Gold board takes full charge of gold purchase program. New pricing and financing model set to boost transparency, reduce losses. Industry experts call decision as historic reset. At 2 a.m., money cannot buy time. Ghana Medical Trust Fund Administrator challenges mining giant to invest in life. Front page comment, OSP must not sleep on Sammy Gyamfi's extortion allegation. Now, except of that story, the allegation made by Sammy Gyamfi, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Gold Board, against minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin is too serious to be dismissed as another episode in Ghana's increasingly bitter political exchanges. Mr. Gyamfi has publicly accused the minority leader of attempting to extort money from Gold Board and has challenged him to dispute the allegation, insisting that Mr. Afenyo-Markin knows that what he said is true. The catalyst is making a finding of the findings of the guilt against Mr. Afenyo-Markin, nor are we declaring Mr. Gyamfi's allegation to be established fact at the stage. So get the catalyst and get details of the story. Now, 26 suspects before court as government stops a probe into election violence. How upon Nkrumah's legal breaks failed at Supreme Court. Mohammed's message to Ademo's resources, go and sin no more. Picture of Angela List is also the Senior Interior Minister, also on the front page of the Catalyst newspaper.
And now let's do the expose newspaper. Afenyo-Markin under OSP's radar over extortion allegations. Hey, Adamu's mining stories here again. Adamu's resources welcomes government reprieve. NDC leadership is fully behind Sammy Gyamfi, Mustafa Bandi. Gold Board losses are cost of stabilizing the cedi. Ayariga hits back at minority.
Now let's do the Daily Post. The Daily Post has this headline stories, and this is a Unity Party petition OSP and AG over extortion allegation against Afenyo-Markin. NDC formally notified Bagwin of James Agaga's appointment as a majority leader. Ayawaso West Wogon, violence suspect, double still at large, Interior Minister. Afenyo-Markin sues Sammy Gyamfi, one other NDC official, two media houses over the extortion allegation. Those are the headlines on the Daily Post.
Now let's move to the BNFT newspaper. On the front page, it says GMW U6 policy intervention over mining labor crisis. And the big story here says stock of bad loans rises amid fairly NPL ratio. The story will be seen on page 3 of the BNFT newspaper. Mid-cap stocks sustain GSE's rally. Unlock funds to grow and maximize. These are the stories on B and FT newspaper.
Now we're doing the Hawk newspaper. The Hawk newspaper, Osahini runs from Gyamfi's court there. Prisoner joins five-way NPP chairmanship race. Wontumi faces October 3rd election before October 15 bail hearing. Up drags Afenyo Markins to AG, OSP and police. Afoko files for NPP chairmanship today. 7 CS-olds chair Bahama for saving Ademos. Buhari revokes presidency, rescues Ademos. Stories on the Talk newspaper.
And now let's do the national eyes. The national eyes. It says Mahames.
Voice.
The national voice newspaper. On the front page, it says Mahames Galamsey double standard expose. Page 1 and 10 of the National Voice newspaper. Bawumia throws weight behind Afenyo Markin, challenges minority to hold government accountable over 22 billion Ghana cedis gold board losses. Afenyo Markin drags Sammy Jainfi to court. These are the stories on the National Voice newspaper.
Now the headlines on the Daily Guide as GSA begins mandatory used vehicle pre-export inspection October 1. Ademos Resources welcome turnaround plan. Afenyo Markin choose over extortion allegations. NLA staff strike over salary increments. Parliament recalled over urgent financial sector bills, Speaker. MPP's PSP model vindicated. Talking about a private partnership agreement when it comes to the Saglame project. And you have the picture of Con Kojo Upon in Nkrumah. Those are the headlines on the Daily Guide.
Now let's do the Daily Banner. On the front page, it says Bawumia throws weight behind Afenyo Markin. Adamos Resources welcomes government, reprieve and reaffirms commitment to sustainable future. Kodria confident in retaining position. Other stories on the Daily Banner newspaper says minority files fresh motion by Sammy Jainfi. That's on the Daily Banner for today.
Now moving on, we do the Spider newspaper. Cash-strapped House of Chiefs grants justice cases shelved indefinitely. Extortion allegation is also running here. How an NDC daughter got Wontumi never did. Sack him now. You have Alhaji Lotula stories also. This is like a running story almost on the same newspapers, on the various newspapers, same running stories. The extortion, the Ademos, the NLA story. So let's move to the National Enquirer.
The National Enquirer also says how Abu Jinapor became the conveyor belt for Angela Lee's takeover of Ademos Resources. Ademos Resources, this mining company is all over the newspapers today. So Ademos Resources stamps up government reprieve. Kumasi gets Ultramodern Minerals Commission's office. Alhaji Lotto hot as NLA workers demand its removal. Upon Fosu engaged NDC Western caucus ahead of formal declaration. Customs car auction boats exposed as buyers lament chassis disputes, registration delays.
Away from the National Enquirer, the Dispatch this morning has this headlines and Mahama intervenes to save Ademos stories. Then, Reverend Wengam re-elected General Superintendent of Assemblies of God. Paul Afoko files for MPP National Chairmanship today, likely to win. IGP Tete Yono urges religious leaders to use sermons to promote peace and prevent conflict. Headlines on the Dispatch newspaper.
Let's move to the Daybreak newspaper. On the front page, it says NLA staff suspend strike. NLA staff suspend strike. Backbane to admit minorities good board motion. That's the Speaker of Parliament. Afenyo sues Sammy Jainfi and 3 others for defamation. Applaud pensioners, domestic and Eurobond holders, not gold board, by Professor Bobkin. Those are the stories on the Daybreak newspaper.
Now let's do the business analyst. Gold board rejects 1 billion overdraft allegation. Newly elected Assemblies of God officers called on Bahama. 9 moves arrest 3, destroys 86 Chamfan machines. Government moves to end export of raw minerals, prioritize value addition. Government to introduce a bill on workplace safety and health. Business analyst has this headline stories.
And now let's do the Chronicle. I'm ready to face OSP, sues Sammy Jainfi. That's the big story on the Chronicles newspaper today. I'm ready to face OSP, sues Sammy Jainfi. Bawumia minority, stay focused on $1.7 billion loss. Mahama government puts Ghana gas on new path. Also, Osahin on extortion allegation. These are the stories for the Chronicle newspaper.
The Daily Searchlight has this headline stories. I believe in Afenyo market. Bawumia firms as NPP minority caucus target gold board losses. NLA gurus eat humble crowds as workers' union bears teeth. Newly elected Assemblies of God, the story is also there. Casino courts remand man accused of sexually abusing 4 daughters. Justin Kodia files nomination to retain MPP General Secretary position. You can find the stories on the Daily Searchlight.
Moving to the Daily Graphic, which says truth and accuracy every day. On the front page, it says FDI inflows jump to $2.62 billion after 2 years decline. Interior Ministry cracks down on migrant beggars. World's largest hospital ship begins free surgery for 4,745 Ghanaians. World's largest hospital ship begins free surgery for 4,745 Ghanaians. Ghana-China trade relations must shift to value addition by Dr. Ato Forson, the finance minister.
So that's it for this morning's our news headlines, and the various newspapers get details of the stories and then get deep into it. We go in for a quick break. When we come back, we talk about the 30th anniversary. Stay with us.
Have you been struggling with a health condition for years or tried different treatments but nothing seems to work?
At Balsam of Gilead Herbal Hospital, there's real hope for you.
We specialize in both acute and chronic conditions using effective, trusted herbal formulas. From epilepsy and autism to typhoid, ulcers, and arthritis, we treat them all.
I came here with diabetes and hypertension. Today, I feel strong and alive again.
My eyesight was failing due to glaucoma. Now, I see clearly again.
Stroke recovery is possible here. We combine therapy and herbal treatment for results.
Dr. Michael Nyakon, CEO of Balsam of Gilead Herbal Hospital. Balsam of Gilead Herbal Hospital, we have been existing for about